Hi there, Simon from simonwood.com here. I have 5 Beaujolais in front of me, which for me is actually quite an exciting prospect. 2 reasons for that is, well, the standards in Beaujolais are far better than they used to be. If you haven't tasted any recently, go out and buy some, even like bog standard basic Beaujolais. But I'm not on bog standard basic Beaujolais. I'm not on the level above Beaujolais Village. I'm on the top tier here. There are 10 villages, or cru as they call them, that are, they don't actually put the word Beaujolais in big letters on the front. It's just got the name of the 10 villages. So I've got 4 of them represented in these 5 wines here, and I'd say that these are probably on the sturdier end of the Beaujolais cru. Wines that maybe they're good when they're young, but also have a little bit of toughness, a little bit of fire, power and tannin in there to keep them going for a bit. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for. First one. Juliennas, Joël et Gérard Descombes, they're 2008, Domaine Les Côtes de la Roche. Oh, and I stick my nose in there and I'm already quite excited. It's a beautiful autumn day here, and but this takes me back to summer, and summer pudding in particular. You know when you do summer pudding and you've got that bit where the juice oozes into the bread, and you've got that red currant, raspberry, strawberry juice, maybe a few black currants in there. It's that type of character. It's crunchy, vibrant, dark and red berries and currants and all that stuff. But there's also like a slight violet tinge there. Plus this earthy effect. You know, if you've got proper soil, my compost heap is bad, but I know friends who've got really good compost heap. They blame the worms for it. They say that's what you need. You need worms in it. Well, this is like when you put your hands in wormy compost and it comes up and there's this fresh earthiness. There's that character too. I'm looking forward to it. And it's sappy and it's lively and it's refreshing. Don't feel that this is one of those that really has got a long future ahead of it. Get it now, get it in there. It's got that lovely crunchy fruit. And it's refreshing. It's one of those that you can feel that it cleaning the dust of the day out of your mouth and leaving you wanting a bite of something like a merguez sausage or a really nice proper ham sandwich with quite a bit of mustard on there. I'm going to have another slurp. Not syrup, that's a pension, isn't it? Oh. We like that a lot. Yeah. Let's see how we get on with the next one. Chenas, another 2010 from Domaine Champagnon. So Chenas probably a little bit sturdier, but let's see if that bears it out when we taste it, or smell it first. Well, this smells fuller and more deep and dense. I mean, Beaujolais is between the traditional, the Côte d'Or in Burgundy, where Pinot Noir is king, and between the Rhône, where you get the hearty, spicy wines. And there's a bit of both elements here. So there's the that slightly truffly undergrowth fruit I think of as being Burgundian, but there's also some heart and warmth and Rhône spice in there. It smells good. Yeah, and there's a warmth and a vibrancy. I'll just check the alcohol. First one was 13%. This one says 13%. Just feels like it's got a bit more body and depth to it. Not that that's necessarily a better thing, but maybe I'd say that the Juliennas is the lunchtime wine and this is the evening wine. This has got a bit more, a few more base notes in there. It's got a bit more power, a bit more density. Maybe not the fragrance, but certainly a bit more staying power, a bit more grunt, as the Australians say. Tasty. Okay, now next to Morgon. First of all, these silly wax capsules. Please, I love your wines, usually, these 2 guys, I've had them before, but can you stop using these? They're a total pain to get off. Anyway, without further ado, Marcel Lapierre, 2010 Morgon. Slightly sad pouring this. Marcel Lapierre, I mean, they'd have harvested this in August, September 2010, and I think Marcel Lapierre died in October that year, so the last wine that he would have seen at his winery. But he was one of the pioneers of the natural wine movement in France, and yeah, he started about 1980 doing these wines and sort of going back to the old-fashioned techniques. Some people say that yes, he went too far, and it's strange. In the end, he did go back to actually putting some sulphur into some of the wines that he would ship off if they were going a long way. But certainly for wines that were drunk close to where he lived, they were made as naturally as possible. Idea of being bright, young, zesty, fruity. Let's see what this one's like. Well, the first 2 were jumping out the glass. This one is just coming out like this, very, very slowly, and it feels like a wine that I almost need to keep an eye on and watch it evolve. because yes, it's not got the juicy, vibrant bounce of the Juliennas. It's not got the grunt of the Chenas. But what it does has, it seems to have got this undercurrent and this core of stuff that is just going to slowly unfurl. And there's going to be things that are a bit more profound. Certainly more. There's more of the soil character coming through here. Yes, there's fruit, but there's also these other things going on around it. In terms of its lack of sulphur, I don't notice that. Sometimes when I have low sulphur wines or no sulphur wines, there's like this clay-like earthiness to them, a different sort of fresh earthiness, the humus that I was talking about on the first one. But here I don't notice that, but I do notice this soil character coming through. It's a sort of wine that you almost want a half-pint pot of, because there's this lovely enveloping rich juiciness, and you want to be slightly rustic as you swig it. There's this great wild strawberry core, this earthiness around, and then these dainty bits going on in there. So there's a little bit, a touch of vanilla, there's a slightly floral character, not so much the violets that I was getting on the first one. Maybe there's like a little touch of something like honey. There's this softer, ever so slightly jammy sweetness, but it just leaves your mouth refreshed and wanting more. And you come back to it, it gives you more. And I've got a feeling that whereas the first two maybe should be drinking them tonight, I've got a feeling if I left this one till tomorrow night, there'd be more layers still to emerge. Next Morgon, a year older, 2009, and it's Jean Foyard Côte du Py. Now, I think this was from a warmer year, and I think 2009 and 2010 were both pretty decent, but 2009 probably a step above. What I notice here, yes, is a little bit more mellowness, but there's also, in terms of its Burgundianity, if you want to call it that, there's this plumminess, there's this edge of the really dark forest floor, the undergrowth things, there's blackberries, there's loganberries, and yes, this is wild side. There is a touch of volatility in there, which I don't mind at all, because it feels like it's in proportion with the rest of the wine, and as the fruit comes out, that volatility will probably stay at a reasonably constant level and just be there in the background rather than taking centre stage. Again, it feels like a wine that's going to be entertaining, but it feels fuller bodied than the Foyard wine, and it feels like, yes, it's a year older, but maybe it's going to go on for a bit longer too. And I just love that heady wildness. If the first one was all about young crunchy fruit, this one is more. It's more of a knee trembler. It just gets you and has you sort of going ooh, in the way that when you try and describe great wines of the Côte d'Or, you end up using words like ooh and yummy and ooh. It's got this. Again, this core of fruit. Maybe here it was more on that the strawberries here. Here there's more plums. There's more of the red currants. There's this this loganberry. And there's a bit of spice in there, and I'm thoroughly charmed by it. Let's see whether I find the last one thoroughly charming. We are quite a bit older here. Moulin à Vent from Paul Janin, Domaine des Vignes du Tremblay, and it's 2006. So 5 years old. Who said Beaujolais doesn't last? Well, let's see whether it does. Now, fascinating smelling this, because I think that the two Morgons are going to evolve and taste more Burgundian. This is getting more Rhone-like, because it's got this dirty, down, deep spice. Almost something I associate with Mourvèdre, this slight meatiness coming through. Yes, there's fruit there, and it's on the dark side. It's on the not to come to the dark side, Luke. Not that sort of Star Wars dark side. But here it's blackcurrants, it's blackberries, and again those things like loganberry, those things have got maybe a little bit more perfume in there, but this Rhone, almost like a Garrigui type of character. That there is this earthiness, but there's also something of the hillside. Well, if I'd been given that blind, I'd have struggled to put it as a Beaujolais. It has, because this warm southern spice really comes through strongly. Lovely fruit, freshness. Maybe that would give it away as something that's not from quite so far south. Refreshing again. I mean, all of these wines, yes, they've got lovely, rich, rounded flavours, but there's this zestiness and life and vibrancy to the finish that just keeps them keeps you wanting to come back for more. My only regret is these 5 is there's only 2 of us live at this house, and I really want to drink all of these. So maybe I'll shove some of that gas in, or shove them in the fridge or something, and see if over the next few nights I can do them full justice. Hopefully I've done them justice in this video. Hey, see you soon.